Hi, everyone. Welcome to Shhhcrets. Before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like raw, unfiltered opinions and the kind of truth that makes folks squirm a little. So, Cardi B's recent album results are in 200,000 sales. Now, on paper, that's not terrible. But considering the sheer amount of work and spectacle that went into this rollout, it's not a lot. Cardi was everywhere. Late night shows, Gayle King, Good Morning America, Jennifer Hudson even called her daddy. Every time I opened the internet, I saw Cardi. She was delivering her albums with DoorDash, using drones, discounting copies, even tacking on sales from songs that dropped 5 years ago. On top of that, you had the court case, conveniently timed around the album release, the pregnancy reveal, the drama with her relationship, the single mother narrative, and all the memes from her courtroom appearances. She turned her life into a marketing campaign. All eyes were on her. And yet, with all of that, the album only did 200,000. That tells you exactly where the music industry is right now. Dismal. But instead of facing that reality, the fan bases are locked in their usual war. The Barbz are online celebrating that Nicki Minaj still outsold Cardi B, while the Bardi Gang are out here making excuses. Both sides are missing the bigger issue, AI, but Kehlani isn't. She's one of the few actually aware of what's coming, and if AI keeps rising the way it has, there won't be a reason for either fan base to fight, because the industry won't need human artists at all. So let's talk about Kehlani, her tears, and whether AI in music is really something the rest of us, the regular audience, should even care about, especially in a climate where celebrities rarely care about us, but always expect us to care about them. But before I get into it, let me just say, Kehlani isn't the only one. We've got Lizzo, Chloe Bailey, and a bunch of other artists crying out that AI is coming for their careers.
There is an AI R&B artist who just signed a multi-million-dollar deal and has a top 5 R&B album, and the person is doing none of the work. I think you guys think that AI can just be the cover for something, which some people can use. They can make an AI cover. AI can also make the entire fucking song. It can sing the entire song. It can make the entire beat. You can have a song that's one type of song and say, AI, make this into a country song. And it'll literally rewrite, re-sing in a country voice and redo the entire thing. And they don't have to credit anyone. This is so beyond out of our control. And nothing and no one on earth will ever be able to justify AI to me, especially not fucking AI in the creative arts, in which people have worked hard for, trained for, slept on the floor for, fucking got injuries for, worked for their entire lives. I'm sorry, I don't respect it. Fuck.
And let me make this loud and clear. I am not for AI replacing people, not in warehouses, not in classrooms, and definitely not in music. What I am against is the selective outrage we're seeing right now, and honestly, this is why these celebrity reactions make me feel like ignoring an issue that's actually tragic and needs our attention, because they are so selfish in how they approach it. When do they ever speak up about real issues hitting everyday people? When families are being gutted by layoffs, housing crises, and automation wiping out whole industries, they're silent. But the minute it's their money, their tours, their streams on the line, suddenly it's time for tears and panic. That hypocrisy almost drowns out the seriousness of the AI threat itself. Kehlani was on live crying about AI music, and yes, AI is a real threat. It is not just a toy. It's already charting, already signing million-dollar deals, and it's being backed by heavyweights like Timbaland, who has no shame pushing AI pop like it's the next big wave. Platforms like Suno can whip up a full R&B track with vocals, harmonies, and production in minutes. That's scary. That's dangerous. Because if labels can cut out the human element entirely, they will, and we will lose the soul of music in the process. That's what's at stake here. But here's why her tears hit differently. Where was this energy when everyday people were being wiped out by automation? Where was the compassion when working class families were losing jobs? And even in her own industry, where was Kehlani when women like Normani and Coco Jones were being sidelined year after year, not because of talent, but because of colorism and aesthetic bias? Kehlani has benefited from being seen as marketable. That privilege carried her into spaces others were shut out of. And now that AI threatens her own position, suddenly it's the apocalypse. That's the part I can't stomach. Not the fear of AI, but the self-centeredness of the reaction. And that's the thing. The industry doesn't care that you're their aesthetic right now. They don't need you. They can build an AI artist who looks the part, sings the part, and does it with less drama while labels take a bigger cut. Look at Cardi B, multiple court cases, almost a decade to release a sophomore album, and still no full tour. Cardi is supposed to be the second biggest rapper out right now, and yet after all that spectacle, her album only sold 200,000. If we're going by Cardi's numbers, even the public is over these celebrities. And trust me, the industry is watching. AI is easier. It doesn't miss deadlines. It doesn't need maternity leave. It doesn't drag its label into lawsuits. It's clean, efficient, and profitable. And it's not going anywhere. That's why artists should be very afraid. And instead of fighting each other, they should be joining forces to fight this shift. Because sadly, it's imminent. And here's where the industry really showed its hand. The AI artist Kehlani was hollering and boo-hooing about is an R&B act named Xania Monet, created by poet Talisha Nikki Jones. This AI act sparked a full-on bidding war. I'm talking millions flying across the table, offers shooting up to $3 million before Hallwood Media, led by ex-Interscope exec Neil Jacobson, snatched her up. And get this, on the Zoom call, Xania didn't even turn her camera on, didn't sing, didn't perform. Nothing. And they still threw millions at her. That tells you exactly what this is about. Labels don't care about artistry. They care about control. A machine doesn't get tired, doesn't clap back, doesn't demand fair contracts. It just produces on cue. Her very first single, How Was I Supposed to Know, already hit #1 on R&B digital song sales and even charted on gospel. Streams are in the millions, and she walked away with ownership of her masters and compositions. Let that sink in. Human artists, especially Black women like Normani and Coco Jones, have been begging the industry for years just to be taken seriously, let alone to own their work. And here comes an AI avatar, getting in the door with all the protections and leverage real singers have been denied their whole careers. The irony is disgusting, but it's also the clearest sign of where this business is headed. Because let's be clear, AI is not the level playing field people try to dress it up as. AI isn't here to uplift marginalized voices. It's here to erase all voices. It doesn't care about looks, true, but it also doesn't care about artistry, history, culture, or the lived experiences that give music its power. Labels love it because it's controllable, cheap, and clean. And that's exactly why this is terrifying. Kehlani is right to be afraid, but she's only afraid now that the gun is pointed in her direction. The bigger truth is that the industry has always been about control, not authenticity. That's why executives are racing to replace singers with machines that never ask for better contracts, never get sick, never cause PR problems. But music isn't supposed to be sterile. It's supposed to be messy, soulful, political, spiritual. And no algorithm can replicate that. A lot of people are also concerned that AI will mostly be used to gut genres that are traditionally black: hip hop, R&B, soul. And yes, that's where it's showing up first, but I doubt it'll stop there. So far, the only artists I've really heard sounding the alarm are black artists, even the smaller ones. But eventually, the big names in pop and country will feel the sting too. The Taylor Swifts and the Beyoncés will find themselves in a pickle, and we won't be shocked when they finally become vocal, because they usually do, when it ties into a product to sell or a self-serving agenda to push. Meanwhile, the world is burning, but we're told to smile, stream, and eat cake. So my takeaway is this: Kehlani's tears aren't the villain here. AI is. But the hypocrisy still needs to be called out. If she and others want to fight back, it can't just be about saving their own careers. It has to be about demanding protections for all artists, especially the ones who've been ignored for years. Push for clear labeling when AI is used. Push for human artists to be prioritized on playlists and stages, and stop pretending AI is just another tool. It's a weapon in the hands of labels, and if artists don't unite now, it will gut the industry from the inside out. And as listeners, we need to put our money where our mouth is. Stream human artists, buy their tickets, stand behind the ones who are still putting in the work. Because if we don't, the future of music really will be nothing but polished noise cooked up by code. And that's not a future anyone should want. And here's where we, the audience, need to wise up too. We need to be more decisive in who we support. Hold them to higher standards. What are their politics? What do they believe in? And most important, what are they doing for the community? Because if these selfish artists only pop out when they want to nickel and dime us, then we shouldn't be supporting them. If they're not using their platform for reasons bigger than themselves and their own self-interest, then stop promoting them. Stop giving them the streams, the sales, the attention. And honestly, that brings me back to the Barbz and the Bardi Gang. They're online clawing at each other over old beefs and first week sales like it's 2018. But here's the truth. Unless those fan bases and their faves start using their voices to amplify the AI concern, there won't even be an industry left to fight over. At that point, what will it matter who outsold who? Two egomaniacs locked in a petty war while the floor collapses under both of them. The real question is, do they even want there to be an industry after them? Or are they so consumed with their own legacies that they're blind to the fact it's all crumbling? That's a wrap. Thanks for watching my videos. I enjoy making them, and it's great when they're received. If you've not yet, subscribe if you like my vibe. Until the next one, bye.